yeah, and then I can be like, ta-da. Be good if I had one of those mic things, but I don't. So, okay. I have just painted this nail, so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I have just painted this middle nail on this hand, so if you see that, that's why it looks lighter. Anyway, in focus, question mark, let's restart. Hello, welcome to my bookshelf tour. To quote one of the greatest poets, songwriters, lyricists of this age, it's been a long time coming. I am very pleased with how they look. You can kind of get an overview behind me. So annoying because whenever I go to record on my camera, the angle just goes zoom. So even though I want to be showing you guys the whole shelves, I cannot currently, but it's okay because we're about to get up close and personal with them. I'm going to talk you through some of my favourite reads, some reads I'm scared of, and we also have a big pile of books that I am thinking of getting rid of. They're currently behind me, behind you guys even. If we have time at the end, we'll go through those too. If not, they'll be on my TikTok or something. If I never post about them, it means I decided to never get rid of them. But for now, here is my bookshelf tour. I hope you guys enjoy. We're going to start off on this side because this side has the books that I am probably least excited about. I would say I'm primarily a fantasy reader, and these are all my literary fiction, romance, non-fantasy books basically. So we're going to start here. Minus the first shelf here is all just documents that I need. My degree certificate, some birthday cards I might need in the future, a friend's box set, just miscellaneous really down here. Things that I don't want to get rid of slash can't get rid of because I need them. Then we come to these shelves, to the first shelf from the bottom. So over here in this little selection is a handful of bookmarks and stickers that I have from over the years, just things I've used as bookmarks. This is actually a photo of my Amjam and Babane and my dad. Just like a little magnetic bookmark that has my initial on it, which is really cool. I have these little transparent sticky notes because sometimes I write in my books, or if I'm giving a book to someone as a gift, I will write a little message on these and stick it on the inside so they can take it out. And then I have some schnauzer stickers that I got for my birthday. These items all go on this shelf. This shelf is all the general fiction that I have read, so we're going to go through that first. I have these all arranged in alphabetical order based on last name of the author. A man called Uwe, so Frederick Backman is probably an auto-buy author for me at the minute. I love his books so much, they make me sob. Sharp Objects, I actually haven't read yet, but I was running out of space on my to-be-read literary shelf, so that one just had to stay there. And I'm also giving Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro to my friend Matthew. As you can see, I have many books to be read, and I'm probably not going to get to that one anytime soon. How High We Go in the Dark, Sequoia Nagamatsu. That was an excellent sci-fi book that I read last year or the year before. It's a story about a deathly pandemic that plagues the world, and it's a bunch of short stories that then end up being all interconnected through either a linking character or the events of one directly impacting the next short story. Very, very good. I really recommend it. I'd recommend it if you're into sci-fi reads. We have the Thursday Murder Club series, Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney, Normal People by Sally Rooney, Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. I haven't read that. I actually am struggling for numbers this month, so I might pick this out. This is actually my brother's GCSE book, and there's annotations in there which will probably help me get the full enjoyment out of it. The Help by Catherine Stockett, Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, Neil Gaiman, Good Omens, Terry Pratchett, Good Omens maybe would be a better way to phrase that. A Little Life by Hanya Yangihara, Butter by Asako Yuzuki, A Little Life, Soul Destroying, Butter, Soul Destroying in a very different way. Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, The Book Thief by Marcus Suzak, and Katie Ford, A Wedding in Provence. Probably standout book on that shelf because this is actually the book that my friend Hannah asked me to be her bridesmaid in, which is super cute. So that will be forever on my shelves. Then we have the next shelf up, which is literary fiction that I haven't yet read. So we have Stephen King, 11/22/63, The Lacuna by Barbara Kingsolver, and Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. My friend Soph actually recommend both those books. They scare me. I'm not sure I'll ever actually read them, but I do own them. So the attempt is there. Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. Oh, these bookshelves are actually tight to get out of. There might be not much of this. No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy. Little Bang by Kelly McLaughlin. Atonement by Ian McEwan. Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. Circe by Madeline Miller. The Hypnotist Love Story by Leanne Moriarty. Graham Norton Holding. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. 1984 by Georgia Orwell. There's Someone Inside Your House, Stephanie Perkins. The Essex Serpent by Sarah Perry. Jumpscare. My Policeman by Bethan Roberts. I'm not sure if this is a copy that says to be a book. Oh yeah. So I really enjoy it whenever books don't say soon to be a major movie. And I was going to buy this, but all of the copies obviously said that following Harry Styles casting. So I picked this one up at the Seaside Books book swap event in East Belfast. I was happy to have it. Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney, My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell, Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead, Satoshi Yangasawa, Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. That was a present from my friend Hannah for my birthday, I think 2 years ago. To Paradise by Hanya Yangahara. Another book I'm very scared about, but my boyfriend did buy me that, so I'm going to have to read it. But I am scared. I'm scared. It's hefty. It definitely won't be read this year. I think it might be read next year. Diary of a Void, which is by Emmy Yagi, and we picked this up when we were in LA. Prophet Song by Paul Lynch, also a gift from my boyfriend. Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. And I actually recently just finished Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder, so I put this here. And that's that one added. This shelf is where we move into romance. These are all romance books I am yet to read. This is a continuation on general fiction that I have yet to read. So the general fiction goes like from here into the shelf below. And then I have my graphic novels of Heartstopper in the middle there, just to kind of break up the transition. Finish off the general fiction again in alphabetical order based on last name of the authors. We have Frederick Backman, The Winners. That's the third book in the Beartown series. Yet to read it, scared to read it, will read it. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. The Girls by Emma Cline. When I Was 10 by Fiona Cummins. Roddy Doyle, Life Without Children. Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo. Factory Girls by Michelle Gowan. Exit West by Mohsin Hamid. A Fatal Crossing by Tom Hindle. Khaled Hosseini, The Kite Runner. The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. That finishes off the journal fiction to be read. Move into the Heartstopper graphic novels, and then I have my little Smiskies. You have this little guy that's holding the toilet door. This little chick hula hooping, and this one is doing an ab crunch. And then I got these two little blocks from the Disappearing Wall exhibition that was in Titanic, at the Titanic Slipways, and it says Fortune Favours the Brave by Virgil and Hell is Other People by Jean-Paul Sartre. Those are my two blocks from that exhibition. And then on this side is romance that I have yet to read. We have The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams, Love and Colour by Bolo Babalola, Daisy Hates and Magnolia Park, book 2 in both of those series. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, bought that because I got caught up in the hype. The Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy, The Honey Don't by Christina Lauren, The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, Every Day by David Levithan, The Switch by Beth O'Leary, 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, and Beach Rivals by Georgie Tilney. On top there I have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, because me and my friends and Chris went to go see a Belfast Giants match, my first ever one, and I got caught up in the hype, so I was like, that's it, I'm reading a ice hockey romance. And I said it facetiously, but he took me seriously and bought me one, so that was nice, very sweet. Next shelf is romance books I have read on this side, and then general hardbacks on this side. I'm not a hardback's biggest fan, but I bought these ones and I don't really have a spot for them if I were to mix them in with all my paperbacks, so they've just gone here, and now we're going to talk about them. You guys can obviously just pause to see each book in detail, but my standouts from this shelf. This, The Summer I Turned Pretty copy, was actually published in 2010 and it was only released in 2009, and obviously now in 2025 the third book is being adapted into a third season of a TV show, which I just think is pretty cool. That I've had the paperback copy for 15 years, so I've kept that. That's on my shelf. Back here I have is a print picture that my friend Laura made me on my last day of working with her, so she gave me that. It just has a quote from a song that I missaid one time, and obviously she has immortalized in a print that's back behind all the books. And then I have a little miniature Schnauzer doorstop and this picture that my friend Megan gave me, I think when we were leaving school, and it's our very first picture together in first year compared to our first photo together in upper sixth, which is very cute. So I had that. And then as far as hardcover goes, I have Little Women, but the movie edition. My friend Shan got me this after we went to go see the movie in Queen's Film Theatre together, and it also has some photos inside, almost as if it's an autobiography. It has stills from the movie on the inside. It's a beautiful, beautiful edition, and I've never read it. I really should, but it goes on my hardbacks. It's one of my favourite books I have. And then if we go to the top shelf, can you still see me if I'm under here to talk about them? Great. Up on this top shelf are coffee table books / miscellaneous books that aren't really novels and therefore wouldn't have a section based on how I have divided up my bookcase. So we have The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them illustrated book, A Guide to the Cosmos by Brian Cox, 2 Post Secret Lifetime of Secrets books. I love these books. They are collections of submissions from people around the world, basically confessing or telling their secrets to this publication company, and they compile them into books. I really enjoy them. My Aunt Claire got me both of these actually, I think for my birthday. I have the Dijon cookbook, I have the Hike Life, which outlines Rosanna Purcell's top 50 favourite hikes in Ireland. I have a box of tarot cards that again my Aunt Claire got me, and a Myrtle book that I have yet to complete, but I just set it on top there because I like to dip in and out of it. Then on the side I have the Pink Pony Club cross stitching I did, Percy Pig money box, and a photo album, and then 4 Alice Oseman books because they came in a box set and I thought with the colours they just go best up there. Also on this bookshelf I have a Bible because you never know when you're going to need one of them, but it's tucked away. And that's my general fiction bookshelf. I very much enjoy the order this side now has, and it's going to make it a lot easier for when I start to work on my TBR on this side. Really quickly as well, just between the two bookshelves I have some mementos hung up. So this I got in with my VIP ticket to Harry Styles Love on Tour, and then I have some Moldovan currency from when I went to Moldova. I have a Biomedical Science Rocks badge right below that. These are dried flowers from when I was my friend Hannah's bridesmaid. And then I just have these Polaroids that me and Chris did when we were in Prague, and then some more Moldovan currency. Now for the bottom shelf of my fantasy bookcase. Getting tired? Anyone else getting tired? So we have my 4 Harry Potter copies that have survived childhood. So what happened to 4, 2 and 1? I'm unsure. But they survived, and you can see how sun bleached they are from being in this room since they were bought, because they were originally this colour and now they are so bleached. Victoria's book, keep out. And in case that wasn't enough, I also wrote my name just on the pages there. 4 sprayed edges were a thing. I really made them a thing. So glad I've done this to my first edition Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Proud of myself for that. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Again, you can see how sun bleached it is in there. Victoria Bigusler 8D. Again, so glad I did this to my first edition. And my dog got it. Deathly Hallows. Again, so glad this happened to my first edition. So those are my Harry Potter books. All the ones that I've remained. Because I was born in 1996, so I obviously read Harry Potter. Guys, that's all I'm going to say about that. My Twilight books in the middle here. I have, again, only 4 that survived to this point in my life. Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, and Midnight Sun. Breaking Dawn is a hardback, probably because I bought it as soon as it came out. I remember New Moon really pissing me off though at the time, so I probably threw it away. A book without Edward, but I also have my Stephanie Meyer the Host on this shelf because I thought it was nice to keep her with her friends. And then I have the Crave series by Tracy Wolfe just on the end, and then my friend Hannah again got me Starbringer by Tracy Wolfe just in paperback form, so it's at the bottom because it felt nice to keep her with all of her friends. On the next shelf up I have all of my Cassandra Clare. So we have the original Mortal Instruments series, and then I put them in publication order, aka the order they should be read if anyone is looking. Hints, tips, tricks. It goes original trilogy, Clockwork Angel, which is book 1 in the Infernal Devices, and then it goes City of Fallen Angels, book 4 from the original trilogy. Then book 2 of Infernal Devices. Are we seeing the pattern here? I'll write it down for you if you need. I'll put it in the description. This is the order it should be read in for maximum benefit. Now that I'm done being intense about that. I have the Dark Artifices series. What's this series? The Last Hours. Oh my gosh, this shelf is so jam-packed. Yeah, the Last Hour series. And then I have her 2 new adult books, The Swordcatcher, first 2 books, The Chronicles of Castle Lane, some might say. And then I have my Fourth Wing books and 2 more books from my childhood, Hush Hush and Crescendo from the Hush Hush series. Excellent reading. Chef's Kiss if you're 15 or just want to read as if you're 15. Shelf above that we have my young adult series, in that being the Percy Jackson series and then the Heroes of Olympus series. Percy Jackson series, Heroes of Olympus series. I did not read these series for the first time when I was maybe I was a young adult. Well, they stand the test of time, and when season 2 of Percy Jackson drops I will be ready and waiting. I love these books, love them so much. Don't love the covers I have so much, but they are hollow, so they kind of feel like a special edition Pokemon or something whenever I pull them out. And you can tell from the fact that they're in pristine condition. I have never read these copies. I bought them after reading the series on my Kindle because I wanted to have them. I then have the Truly Devious series. I'm missing the Box in the Woods. I just realised that. I'm missing the Box in the Wood and Nine Liars. But I haven't read Nine Liars, so that makes sense. But where is my Box in the Woods? I have the Discovery of Witches trilogy. That's not a young adult book, but it fit there, so it's going there. I have the Inheritance Games trilogy, and then the Brothers Hawthorne book 1, and then the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy books. I'm actually going to jump a couple shelves now and take you straight to the top because I think it'll be nicer to end on this 3rd shelf, and you'll see why whenever I get to it. These books here that are actually, sorry, we have a pair of my blue light glasses up here because I get migraines and these help, believe it or not. They aren't this big as a fashion choice. They're this big because I need to cover my peripheral vision as well as my straight in front of me vision. So those are my blue light glasses. And then we have all the books that I have borrowed from my friends, some of which I have read. I just need to return them. So that's there. So I can think to myself, oh, I'm seeing blah blah today. Oh my gosh, let me grab blah blah's book. I've actually seen blah blah recently and I forgot to bring her book, so I will have to do that. So this section here is all of my non-fiction books. That's where they all go because it's a very rare occasion I'm in the mood to reach for a non-fiction book, so I thought I may as well put them all in one area where I can easily get to. The bookshelf below here is a lot of my fantasy books that don't really have a collection to sit with other books. So we have a few hardback books. We have the Green Creek series, books 1, 2 and 3 in the hardcover once they got their new covers. Half price in the Waterstones Boxing Day half price sale that they used to do. They used to have half price off all the hardbacks. All hardbacks, and they've just stopped doing it. Why? And then we have my Emily Wilde series. I have The Will of the Many. Behind The Will of the Many is Shy Creatures by Claire Chambers. Actually not a fantasy book, but it was the same height, so it goes there. Teller of Small Fortunes, Impossible Creatures. I also have The Memory Police and I Who Have Never Known Men. I might lift these two out because I think they're going to be on my June TBR because they're quite small and I need to read 10 books this month. I don't know why I started whispering. I'm feeling very anxious about it. I'm also really excited to read She Who Became the Sun on this shelf. I also have the books that I have from the Red Queen series that I'd already bought. I read the other 2 books. I read the other 1 book on my Kindle and I'm yet to read Warstorm. If you watch the other videos, you guys know why. Age yourselves. I'll go first. Full moon, half moon, total eclipse. And now for my last shelf. This shelf is my favourites shelf. Not to say that there aren't some of my favourites on other shelves. If my house was on fire and for some reason I was allowed to leave with a handful of stuff from this room, I would just grab everything on the shelf and leave. That's not true, but like what I'm trying to say is book wise, actual story wise, grab everything on the shelf and go. To start off, we have Babel and Yellowface. Yellowface isn't necessarily a favourite, but R.F. Kuang is a favourite author. When Calabasas comes out, I won't be surprised if it replaces Yellowface on the shelf and Yellowface moves on, but for now I just think both of those books are incredible and ones that I continuously recommend to others whenever they ask what I think of them, and so they go on the favourite shelf. Next up on the favourite shelf, guys, it's All for the Game. It's the All for the Game series. Do I recommend everyone reads the All for the Game series? No, I really don't. In fact, I fear I will never recommend an All for the Game series, but other people that have read All for the Game and liked it were the same. All for the Game series goes here. I have The Sunshine Court, which I have yet to read, but last month, you guys know, you watched the video, I reread / listened to The King's Men, so The Sunshine Court is up next. Then we have Beartown and Us Against You. Now the first 2 books in the Beartown series by Frederick Backman. Favourite book, possibly favourite series. Words are not small things, guys. That's all I can really tell you about that. Words are not small things. What is life if not just moments, guys? Read these books. Read these books, and if you still don't like them, message me and I'll tell you why you should like them and what you're missing from those books. They're so good. We have the Cruel Prince series, in that we have The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King and Queen of Nothing. Do I like Queen of Nothing? Unsure, jury's out, but series as a whole, very much enjoy. Card and Greenbrier, very much enjoy. Jude Duarte, very much enjoy. We also have How the King's Health Fame Learned to Hate Stories, even though I haven't read it. That'd be a good one to get the numbers up. We also have the Hunger Games illustrated version, and behind it we have more Hunger Games editions. It just faces out words like this because I really love to show it off. Chris got me it for Christmas last year. The illustrations are beautiful. Katniss and Rue being hidden. Do you want to get upset? Beautiful, beautiful book. Original Hunger Games book that I read for the first time. But again, I don't know where I put Catching Fire or Mockingjay in this edition. I'm so annoyed about it. This edition was published in 2011. No first editions here. Then we have my new editions of the Hunger Games. Unfortunately, I have some figurines around these guys. I have Fushiguro, I have Maki, and I have Panda. So I don't want to disturb them too much. And those are my JJK figurines. I got them from blind boxes. Me, my brother, and Chris all opened blind boxes together, and I kept figurines, even though they bought them. But right next to them, I have my TJ Clune books. I have House of the Cerulean Sea, waiting for Somewhere Beyond the Sea to come out in paperback so I can read that one too. I also have Under the Whispering Door, and then on the shelf I also have my book embosser. My friend Nadine got me this, and it basically like stamps all my books to say that they're from my library. To Kill a Mockingbird is also on the shelf. I did this book for my GCSE English literature. It's raining now and my window's open because it's really warm in this room, so I'm sorry if you can hear that, but think of it as a bit of ambience. If my dog barks, think of that as ambience too. Our GCSE year got split into two, so you either did Lord of the Flies or you did To Kill a Mockingbird. Actively thank the universe for making me be one of the classes that learned To Kill a Mockingbird. I think this book is incredible. It's probably my favourite classic book. I think I read it at the perfect age, the perfect mentality, and it was the first book I ever properly critically thought about. It just felt like it was talking directly to me. This is the exact copy I revised for my GCSEs out of, hence the highlighting. And this book also has my favourite quote, which is, "Until I feared I would lose it, I never loved to read. One does not love breathing." I love it so much. And if you haven't read it and you take one thing away from this video, it would be to read To Kill a Mockingbird. And if you don't enjoy it or you're not enjoying it, message me and I will make you enjoy it, I guess. We also have Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. It's the second book in the Ninth House series. That's a book that I buddy read with Chris, so it goes on the favourite shelf because I really enjoyed it. And the last book on my favourite shelf is Handel's Messiah. This is my choir book, and I was in choir for, give or take, 7 years of my life, bar a brief stint which we'll not talk about. And it goes there because Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without any presents or Handel's Messiah. And those are my bookshelves, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for anyone that's recently subscribed, because you're enabling me to talk more about books. That's just something I love to do. It's something I've always loved. Some of these books on the shelves behind me I've owned for 15-20 years, and this has been a really enjoyable experience to go through them all and hopefully relay how much some of them mean to me. If you guys take any inspiration or books to be read from my bookshelves to yours, then even better. I will be hopefully coming to you soon with a bookish vlog, because I'm trying to film myself get back on track to my Goodreads goal this month, and then you will also see me for my June wrap up and probably a mid-year freakout, because I'm not on track to my Goodreads goal. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. Let me know if there was any books on the shelves behind me caught your eye. Let me know who your favourite character from JJK is, and let me know what your favourite book quote is, because if it tops Bear Town or To Kill a Mockingbird, I want to hear it. Okay, bye guys, have a great day.